All right. Question 5 for the heat here. Basically, making a study on heat. I have some experience in heat study, working with Ren, Emma, and Masa on our heat study. We did something a little different. Wanted to see this. Feel like this could be a good study just to show some basic adaptations here. So, start off. What is the study? So basically, we're going to have a VO2 max done in the hot room, right? And we're thinking around maybe 100 degrees Fahrenheit plus, somewhere around 100 degrees. So we're going to get that basically, I'd say 95 degrees Fahrenheit here in the hot room. So then, after we get the VO2 max in the hot room, which as we know, this will be non-acclimatized individuals to heat, preferably somewhat endurance trained individuals. Don't have to be collegiate runners or anything like that, but just people that at least meet like ACSM standards 150 minutes of moderate activity a week. So basically, yeah, those individuals, we're going to test their VO2 max in the hot room. That should be decreased VO2 max from a normal VO2 max in room temperature from non-acclimatized individuals. Then we'll split them off into 2 groups, randomized study here, of putting half the people here, and both are going to be doing 3-week exercise protocols. They're going to be doing 6 days a week, three weeks in a row. They're going to do a 45-minute activity on a treadmill. It's going to be treadmill study here, 45 minutes. And they're going to be doing about an RP of 7 for each of this group. Basically going to be, we want to do a little below VT2 is what we're going to try to aim for. Between VT1 and VT2, which we can get from the VO2 max test here. But once we get those 3 studies, so we're going to have 3 weeks. One group's going to be doing hot room, so same temperature they did in here for 3 weeks, 45 minutes a day, 6 days a week. And then this group over here is going to be doing 45 minutes, a day, 6 days a week for 3 weeks of room temperature exercise. Same intensity between VT1 and VT2. Then we're going to retest after that 3 weeks of VO2 max. So what should we see? Well, if they act normally, as they should physiologically, we're going to see an increase in VO2 max in this group. It should match or increase from their room temperature numbers, and definitely should increase from their first test of VO2 max. And this group should not change very much at all, unless they're coming from a really weak exercise program. Maybe they can increase VO2 max a little bit, but not nearly as much as this group will. Because of the heat acclimatization, right? Because 3 weeks, 6 days a week for 45 minutes is enough to elicit a heat response, right? Enough to increase plasma volume, decrease skin temperature, decrease core temperature at rest and at activity, and increase sweat rate with lower amounts of potassium and sodium in that sweat, comparison to this group who did not do the heat activity. So basically this study should show basically everything that I've been saying so far in this exam, talking about how you're going to acclimatize to heat. That group should show that VO2 max.